Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to You're the Batman. Today's BTAS episode is actually, I don't know if I should keep saying BTAS or the new Batman Superman Adventures. I can't remember if it's actually a different series altogether. Screw it. I'll just say BTAS. I don't care. Um, anyway, this episode's called Sins of the Father, and this one actually does explain the origins of Tim Drake and whatnot. It doesn't explain another thing though that kind of bugs me, but I'll get into that later. So it starts off, you see Tim Drake, he's stealing donuts from a cop who he looks to be like like 1 month away from retirement. I mean, this guy looks like Gordon uh, increased like maybe 5 more years. Just an old cop, and he's stealing the donuts from him. And I'm just like, dude, come on. You know, donuts have no nutritional value. You're just being a dick to be a dick. So yeah, the cops chasing after him barely. I mean, this old timer, he's barely keeping up. He's out of breath. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Dick, or not Dick, Tim. He just rude what you're doing, honestly. Uh, so he's outrunning him, and he uses a batarang that he picked up um, to like ricochet it off and get some clothes to wrap him up because he hits like a clothesline and a bed sheet gets him. And then as he's escaping and the cop is like trapped, he like throws a donut right at his head. I'm like, dude, you're stealing for one, and now you're just wasting food. Like, if you want to be a charismatic Robin, you're not starting out strong. So he gets back to his house. He's completely by himself, and two, I guess, loan sharks, maybe two gangsters, something like that, two thugs come into his house before he gets in. So when he comes through the door, they take him and they're like, "Hey, where's your dad? He owes the boss money." And he's like, "I don't know. He skipped town. I don't know what to tell you." So they take him and bring him to Two Face, who ends up being the boss. And I will say his redesign looks fine. I don't really have anything against his redesign. It's just maybe not as, I don't know, emotive, I guess. He looks really serious and frightening. So there's that. So yeah, redesign, I don't really care too much. Batgirl, she's in this as well. Her redesign, I don't know, she looks a little thinner maybe. But other than that, she doesn't look too different, honestly. It's kind of like with Harley Quinn, where I don't really see much of a difference. Like there is a difference, but it's not something to really throw a fuss over. Uh, I also will say, once again, this show is a lot kind of darker. Like you see Two Face literally slap Tim right across the face. I mean, this kid's got to be like 10 years old. And at one point, he gets his head bashed in with a fucking crowbar. I'm like, okay, guys, he's not Jason Todd. Let's calm down here. But it is refreshing to see the show does seem a little bit more mature. So I do appreciate that. So anyway, Two Face he flips his coin and he's like, "All right, this kid's of literally no use because he didn't give him anything he wanted, except he found a note from his dad and it was containing a key. And he's like, "All right, at this point you're useless to me." So he flips the coin. He's like, "All right, kill him." So Batman steps in and they do this meeting at like a dock with like 50 plus drums of oil right beside him. So they fire at Batman, which causes the oil to spill and obviously a fire to break out. And right before like really hits the fan, Batman he like picks Tim up and he leaps into the water, but he got knocked out really hard. Like Tim he like pulls him out of the water, and Batman he like barely as he's breathing calls like the bat sub, so that both of them get into it, and Batman like barely even like fading in and out of consciousness, he tells the autopilot to go home. So Batman and Tim they arrive in the Batcave, and Alfred he's there and he's like, "Oh shit, there's another one." So Tim Drake he's wandering around, and before Batman and Robin can even stop him, he gets up to Wayne Manor and he discovers that Batman's Bruce Wayne. At that time, as soon as he does that, Batgirl comes in, and yeah, so she brings Tim back, and she's just talking to Batman like they've been doing this a while. And there's no Tim or not Tim. There's no Dick Grayson. So I'm guessing honestly, like the moment Dick was like, I've had enough of this. He was like, Batman was like, fuck, I really need an assistant. I gotta find out who that Bat chick is and recruit her. I mean, it does not like even go into any detail of how that meeting came up. It's just like, oh yeah, Batgirl and Batman are just working together and they know each other's identities. Like that would have been a fun episode to go over, but oh well. So they're talking to Tim about that, and he said how he's pretty much been on his own most of his life, and I do wonder though. So he's been brought up in a very bad environment. I kind of wonder, since he would be like subtract a few years, he'd be about that age. I wonder if he was part of the children who were abducted by the Underminer. If anybody remembers that, it was like way, way, way back at like the beginning of Batman the Animated Series. It was this guy who would take children to basically just for free slave labor, and it was usually about between the ages of like I want to say like 5 to 10. And I'm thinking, man, the Underminer only took in like kids that most people wouldn't really notice, like ragamuffins and whatnot. So I'm like, Tim would fit perfectly into that category, and the age range is about right. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was a part of that mess, which also makes sense because he had a shrine to Batman at his house because he's really into him. Um, so that's kind of my headcanon. Like, he was part of the Underminers operation, and then Batman saved him, and then from that point on, he had a this admiration for him. That to me makes sense. So it's a really also dark. Batman's looking to information about his dad, and the dad's or he's no. I'm getting ahead of myself. So uh, Tim reveals the note that his father gave him, minus the key, because Two Face took the key. And Barbara, she sees that the key left an impression, so it has like a little bit of an outline. And this part's kind of a bullshit to me. The key has like no regular features on it, no like insignia. She just holds it up to Batman. She's like, "Do you recognize this?" And he's like, "Yes, the Gotham City airport." And I'm like, bullshit, Bruce. There's no way you looked at the shape of a key and you were like, "That's for the airport because that shape is familiar." I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like they should have just put like GAP, like Gotham Airport, like something like that. Like there was no kind of way, aside from looking at the shape of the key, how he could have found that out. So him and Batgirl, they get to the airport. It is too late. They stop Two Face's thugs, but Two Face he gets away um, with the item. He takes like this mystery bag out of the locker and he escapes with it. Turns out, for whatever reason, it was some kind of poison gas needed to make like a gas bomb. So Two Face he makes a statement on TV saying, "Hey guys, I want $2 million or no, $22 million in 2 minutes, or all of Gotham will either be dead or be dying." And I'm just like, well, damn man, that's hardly enough to account for the commute. Like, please extend the time more so. Um, so also, before they go to like the big final action piece, it's revealed that Batman did some investigating about Tim's dad, and he was found. A John Doe with his matching prints was found out in the Metropolis River, and I'm just like, God damn, guys! Like, I really appreciate how this show doesn't shy away from people dying. Like, this is a show for children, and it's just like, oh yeah, this guy just fucking bit it, and you're looking at an orphan. You're looking at a new orphan right there. So Tim, he's like, hey guys, I know where Two Face might actually be. He sometimes hangs out in this one abandoned theater. And Batgirl and Batman, they're like, all right, fantastic, we're on our way. And Tim's like, well, can I come? I kind of have a stake in all this. And Batman's like, what? No, go fuck yourself. So he drives off, and then Alfred, he just kind of does fuck all, and he's like, oh yes, Master Dick, he wasn't too fond of being told what to do. And then he like looks up at like the Robin costume, and I'm just thinking, Alfred, you're pretty much saying, hey kid, go be Robin. And I'm like, this is a child. Like, at least Robin, when we knew him, he was like, he was in college. I mean, he might have started out in high school, but this kid, he's like 10ish years old. He has no business being out in this kind of mess. Um, so Batgirl and Batman, they get there, and big fight breaks out. It looks like it's getting towards the end, but then um, new Robin, Tim Drake, he comes in and he levels the playing field, so they're all able to work together and stop Two Face. Obviously, you know. So Batman, he's kind of understandably pissed, but still kind of proud. So he agrees to teach Tim. So they're like they're back at Wayne Manor having a sparring match, and he's like, "All right, there's three roles that you got to remember. Number one, I want you to give me everything you got. Number two, I want you to give me even more than that. And then number three, I make all the rolls." And he like lays his ass down, and then out of nowhere, God Almighty, had a stroke trying to remember all the names at once. Dick, he comes in and he's like, "Watch out for that last roll. It's a killer." And the episode just ends. It's just like, yeah, um, fucking, God, I literally just said the name. Dick's alive, but it's just implied that he's not Robin anymore because he says, sometimes you just gotta grow up from the boy wonder has to grow up. So yeah, that was the episode. Just kind of a little summary of how Batman came to take care of Tim. He was very trusting at first, honestly, but I guess it was just kind of desperate times, desperate measures kind of thing. So I keep saying I'm sorry, just late and I'm fuck. But yeah, everything was pretty good. Batman was really good. Fuck, I keep doing it. Batgirl's really good. Tim Drake, he's rough around the edges, but he is he is like a very positive Robin. He's like when he was donning the suit, he was very engaged and happy in it. So that was really refreshing. So yeah, I mean nothing too crazy with the show. Just like villain has doomsday plot, the kids involved, yada yada yada. It was fine. So ranking wise, it's not a seven. I'm too bored to give it a seven. It's definitely not a six because it's not that good, and it's not one or two dog shit. So I'm between three, four, and five, and I wouldn't even say it's below average. So I'll not nix out three. So I'm between four and five, and I don't know. This episode does not like. I don't feel much when I watch this episode. I'm just like, I guess that's how it happened, and then that's all I feel. So I guess I'll just give it a nice right down the middle four. So yeah, it's a Two Face episode, and two times two is four. There you go.